Hello, my friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. As always, if you are here, please kindly put a like and say hello in the chat so I know that you're here, especially if you're a regular during these lives. As always, before we start off, you can find the link to my Patreon private group in the description on this video and also in the comment section once this live stream is over. As I promised, so my promise is coming to an end, basically trying to do a live every single day for 30 days. So this is coming to an end, I guess. This has been a nice run, but I promise to come in here pretty much every single day for 30 days straight, roughly, and talk about what's happening in the market. What's happening right now? So Bitcoin is 27,000, XRP is 53 cents, Ethereum is $1,700. Nothing major is happening. The market is where it was, unless you are day trading 5-10% moves with 20, 30, 50, 100x leverage, which you should not be doing. Nothing has happened in the markets. Absolutely nothing has happened. Bitcoin is where it was 2 weeks ago. It's still in the same range. If we talk macro, Bitcoin is still building higher highs and higher lows. The higher low has held, which is good news. As long as higher lows hold, that's the most crucial thing in a macro ascending channel. That means that the bullish momentum is intact. If that roughly $25,000 high low is lost, that will probably result in a big crash, because that's what has happened every single time historically with Bitcoin, even when it wasn't in the bear market. But we had the COVID crash. Even then, it crashed roughly 72% from top to bottom before putting in the high low. Very close to the bottom and moaning hard to 69K. So yeah, everything is stuck. Nothing major is happening. You still have currently time to accumulate some of the alts that are down like 99%. There are many altcoins out there that are down like 99.5, 99.9%. There are some great entries out there, as long as you're not trying to pick generational bottoms, as long as you're not trying to catch the bottom, which you should not be doing, because overwhelming majority of the time you will not be able to do that consistently. Nobody can do that. So as long as you're buying after 90 to 99% crashes, and a lot of these coins are down currently 99%, and as long as you're willing to hold through potential another 90% crash and not cry about it, and diversify to different coins with different narratives, you're absolutely guaranteed some fantastic entries which are going to do very well in the euphoria phase of the cycle, as long as you diversify, because you have to understand that some of the coins that you're going to pick are going to go to zero or not do well at all. And you also have to understand that some of the coins you do pick are going to do exceptionally well and pump very hard and deliver amazing profits as long as you sell in the euphoria phase. Don't listen to the moon boys, and don't join the utility and use case narrative camp, and realize that basically that the market is a speculative phase where everything's a pump and dump. And if you got the huge pump, you have to sell before the huge dump comes, because after huge pumps, huge dumps come every single time. I do believe also that coins like XRP, XLM, Doge, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many others are going to do well in the euphoria phase of the cycle. Therefore, once again, make sure that the euphoria phase hits, you pay yourself, prepare for it. In addition to that, also current to what we're doing, by the way, I'm writing right now a Patreon market update that will be published today on Patreon. For all the Patreon members, for all tiers, you'll be able to read the market update once I'm done. But what can we mention here? What we can mention here is that we're not selling any of our bags. We're holding all of our positions. If we get huge hardcore crashes, we're not going to get shaken out or scared by all the scary narratives out there. We had the sentiment shift very suddenly from 10, like basically that XRP is about to pump to $10, to all of a sudden that Bitcoin is about to go to $2,000 now. All of a sudden, the narrative during this bounces again that we're going to the moon. I just want to, make sure that you're hearing realistic content based, on technical analysis that I believe, and based on what I believe is that Bitcoin is not going to make a new all-time high this year. I do not believe that it's going to $250,000 this year. I do not believe that Ethereum is going to go to $20,000 this year. I do not believe that XRP is going to go to $10 this year. I don't know. So far, majority of the time, of course, I have been wrong, just like anybody else. But overwhelming majority of the time, I have been right about what the markets do. And although majority of the time it's not something that people want to hear, something that happens either way. So it's nothing to do with what you want to hear or what I want the market to do, right? Is being able to predict the market correctly. So if you manage your expectations, you will not be disappointed. So I would suggest that you don't fall into this narrative that everything is about to make new all-time highs this year. Keep in mind that people have been saying this all year. There are people, the ones who believe the Elliott wave theories and the Fed wave about to come in and all that. I understand their theory and why they talk about that as a person who understands TA, but keep in mind that I've been saying this all year, and keep in mind that we're nowhere near new all-time highs. And keep in mind that the narrative is already changing. There are already only 3 months remaining in this year. And I'm pretty sure that within 3 months, nothing is going to be making new all-time highs, at least that's what I'm talking about, the blue chips that really drive the market up and basically result in euphoria phase. So manage your expectations, be realistic, my friends. Be patient, be very, very, very patient. Make sure you do not force any entries. So I guess the number one concentrating point is we're not selling anything and we're not buying anything, right? Prices are not good enough to sell, they're not good enough to buy. Sorry, guys, I just received a message. I had to read that really quickly. My apologies for my poor manners. So yeah, main message is that we're not selling anything and we're not buying anything. Like I said, I'm working on a page and market update that's going to be published today for all tiers and all members. Let's see what else I can mention here. Like I said, there's not much to discuss. If you're here, please kind of put a like. Remember, currently coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, they're out of the accumulation phases, at least for me. We were buying these coins much lower, closer to 15 and 20K for Bitcoin, below $1,000 for Ethereum, and roughly 35 cents for XRP. And the majority of the buys being in the last cycle at 15 cents. So for people like me, the accumulation phase is over for coins like that. Once again, if you do want good entries on good coins, though, they're still down like 95 and 99% or 90%. There are many other coins out there that you can put small amounts of money into. If you're interested in those coins, join my $99 tier. You will find those coins there. I've done a lot of research on these coins. I've done a lot of analysis before buying them. And as long as you throw small amounts of money into these coins, you should be fine because some of them can still be bought. Although some of them have already also left the accumulation phase, but there's still plenty of them that can be bought. The point I'm trying to make is if you really want to buy something, it's better to buy something that is down a lot, that has the potential to bounce hard. Once euphoria phase hits, instead of forcing entries into coins, that have left the accumulation phase. For example, let's say if you were forcing Bitcoin entries at 30K, it was already up roughly 100% from the bottom. Risk reward is not really in your favor. If you want to make it on 100%, now it has to go to 60K. How soon is it going to go to 60K? Not anytime soon. So very poor risk reward management and overall very bad investment strategy. So if you're looking to make something like 100%, like I said, look at other coins. There are many other coins out there. For example, when we bought Floki back in the day, at one point, it pumped 800% before retracing and coming back down. I still haven't sold a single coin because, once again, I did not buy Floki for 800% profits. If we're talking about Ethereum or Bitcoin, I will start already setting trailing take profits and other blue chips. But, Floki was not bought for 800% profits. Floki was bought for much bigger profits. So the point I'm trying to make is, if you're looking for movements like 100, 200%, there are many other coins out there. Like, for example, we had RNGR do 400% or 500% from our entry. Once again, I do not sell any because I do believe that it's going to pump much harder in the euphoria phase of the cycle. That being said, the euphoria phase of the cycle is not coming anytime soon. And since it's not coming anytime soon, I do realize that people want to make money now. And therefore, as I've mentioned on Twitter already earlier, I have started moving small amounts of money onto an exchange where we'll be trading XRP and swing trading it. If we do see below roughly 30 cents per XRP, we're going to have a strategy that's based on my pattern that I'm going to show when it's time. So basically, we're going to be dollar cost averaging into a swing trade and selling for like roughly 100% moves. Anywhere from 50% to 150%, basically. Moves, every single tier member who joins will be able to see the trades live. We're going to turn, like I said, 30K into 100K. You'll be able to copy the whole journey with me. And then from 100K, we're going to turn that into like roughly $500,000 without using any leverage. Live, you'll see every single trade, every single take profit, every single sell. How I walk through the trades, the whole trading mindset, you'll be able to see. The reason I chose XRP is because, every single person out there, I believe, is good at analyzing a specific coin. And since back in the day, at one point, which was a huge mistake, and you should never do it in your coin. At one point, there was a time years ago where 50%, roughly 50% of my portfolio was in XRP. And since that was the case, I learned to analyze that coin very well, as well as XLM. I can analyze both of those very well. Maybe we'll swing trade XLM, but once again, for me, it's easier to swing trade XRP. So the whole thing is very easy. If it goes below roughly 30 cents, we're going to start swing trading it. If it doesn't, we're not going to swing trade it, and we're simply going to hold our bags in our great positions that we have after huge crashes, and we're going to start laddering out and taking profits and setting trailing take profits. And if that trailing take profit is hit, we're going to fully get out of the market with that specific coin, ignore further pumps, no matter how huge they are, even if they're 10,000%. Sucks, too bad. We still go out and huge gains. Then we're not going to rotate those profits. We're not going to try to invest it into laggers, because statistically speaking, most laggers are poor performers, and poor performers result in 90 to 99% crashes, which means that you will lose a lot of your capital if you rotate your profits. Therefore, we will not rotate profits until huge crashes. And once huge crashes come, we will put together something like a million spreadsheet if I'm still around, and do the whole thing all over again, maybe a little bit differently. As I said, that the strategy always matures a little bit and becomes better with every single cycle. We'll learn something new. Anyways, let's see what you're saying, my friends. Adrian Mislimi, hi, brother. Good to see you here. Jimmy Pina, good to see you here. Oh, my friend Manjiro, how are you doing? Good to see you, brother. Digital Citizen, good morning, Rob, from Pasadena. Well, I'm not quite sure. I don't think I've ever heard of that place, but hope you're well in Pasadena, my friend. Where is that? Is that like in Mexico, or in the U.S., close to Mexico border? My apologies, I've never heard of that place. Richard Grafasi saying, Rob, I finally caught you live. Hello, you're awesome. Love your strategies. Thank you, brother Richard. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Sergio saying, hey, King. Hey there, brother. Good to have you here. My friend, International Crypto Asset Ninja saying, how's it going, Rob? Having a sip of frappe now as I unwind the day. Good to see you around the chatting crypto today. Good to see you here, brother. Hello, and enjoy your frappe. Crypto Dude is saying having is irrelevant in my opinion. You need to look closer at the stock market and leave this for your cycle narrative. Absolutely, Crypto Dude. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, Crypto Dude, for saying you like my content. I fully agree with you. The thing is this. Look, the thing is this. For now, there's nothing to suggest that roughly 4-year cycle. Why I say roughly? Because it's not exactly 4 years, but these roughly 4-year cycles are intact, right? They're growing a little bit longer, but the whole point is it is still roughly 4 years. Yeah. For now, there's nothing to suggest. If we look at solid facts and not theories and fractals and all that, but if we stick a look at technical analysis and evidence on the chart, there's nothing to suggest that basically these roughly 4-year cycles are not working. So far, they are working. And I can sit down with any TA guy out there, right, and prove that they are. And once again, do notice I say roughly 4 years, not 4-year cycles, right? And so far, they're working. If the 15K bottom for Bitcoin doesn't hold, then that's it. We're done with the 4-year cycles. It's not working out anymore. That means the cycles are going to lengthen, because it means that basically a new lower low is coming in that was not at the bottom. That means it took much longer for the bottom to come in. Throughout the last cycles, it has always been roughly 400 days for the bottom to come in. This time around, the same thing happened. The bottom came in, I believe, in 376 days in this cycle, third cycle, so roughly 400 days once again. We roughly once again had an 80% crash as all the other market crashes, roughly 80% as always. So, everything is working the way it has always worked. There's nothing to suggest that's not the case if you look at facts and not theories, right? So if 15K Bitcoin doesn't hold, then we'll talk about market cycles lengthening. Then we'll have technical evidence of market cycles lengthening. Until then, we do not have any evidence to say that of them lengthening in a significant way. Notice once again that I keep saying roughly, and notice once again that I always say that I work with rough estimates, because I believe perfection is a lie and it results in a lot of pain. I should never try to be perfect in this space. Rough estimates is more than good enough. Let's say if you wanted to buy after an 80% crash, but you bought after, I don't know, a 75% crash, that's perfectly fine. Let's say you were looking at the time frame, something like, I don't know, 500 days, but it's been 650 days, that's perfectly fine. Let's say you want to sell for 1000% profit, but you sold for 750% profit, that's perfectly fine. Working with rough estimates is more than fine in the space. And the sooner you realize that, the more thankful your portfolio is going to be. Ben is saying, what's with the clickbait titles, Rob? Brother Ben, so basically, what's with the clickbait titles is that, unfortunately, these moon price targets, and these moon headlines, they get a lot of attention and they grasp the attention. Unfortunately, many people don't want to hear the truth. Many people want to hear about fairy tales, beautiful fairy tales. And so the clickbait is used to make sure that people watch the video and hear what they actually need to hear. Alexita saying, Rob, what time is it there where you at? California, 5:47 a.m. It's nearly 5 p.m. here, brother. Nearly 5 p.m. in Dubai. Crypto Dude is saying, euphoria is coming soon, in my opinion. Stock market looks primed for a new all-time high this year, but crypto will follow. I agree with Credible Crypto that the 69K was a running flag correction and wave 5 loading. Okay, Crypto Dude, you know what the difference is between if you are right and if I'm, for example, wrong? You always have to assess risk, right? And think what happens if you're wrong or you're right. So what happens is that my main tool that I use in investing in crypto is percentages, right? Time frame is only a secondary metric. They can be applied together with percentages. So basically, when the time frame metric aligns with the percentage metric, that's when it's very important. Like in the last cycle, it aligned very well, which was one of the main reasons why I started getting out of the market, taking heavy profits and fully selling a lot of my coins. Where I'm going with this. So let's say, for example, you're right. What happens, right? That means that basically we have the same targets, more or less. That means my targets are going to hit either way. And the only thing I was wrong about is the time frame. And now I'm happy and excited because my prices hit. I was going to sell these prices anyway, roughly. And it happened sooner. I'm happy. Wonderful. Now, what happens if you are wrong and I am right? It means that basically you're probably throwing in money at in areas where you should not be throwing in money. Like investing into Bitcoin after a roughly 100% bounce has always resulted in diminished ROI. If you always bought after a roughly 80% crash, you did well. Once again, you'll be angry, disappointed. You'll probably buy some old coins that you believe are about to pump hard, which will not pump hard. And it will result in general disappointment. You will have, like it does happen this year. And then basically, it only happens, let's say, in 2025. Due to disappointment, you stop putting in money where you're supposed to put in money. Let's say if you're wrong and the market crashes further, and now you're pissed off and you lost interest because you had so much momentum and hope built up for that narrative. So once again, you see, if you are right, I sell earlier for the profits I wanted to sell either way. If I'm right and you're wrong, you get to be disappointed and pissed off. I get to be happy because I get the dollar cost average at new lows and follow my strategy and then sell in the euphoria phase, which I believe is going to come down the road. So I guess time frame wise, it's not that important because to me, it really doesn't matter if I have to wait another like 2 or 3 years. It really doesn't matter to me. The life-changing profits are insane in crypto. You'll never make that kind of money anywhere else. So I can wait. If I don't have to wait and it happens this year, I will gladly say I was wrong. It won't matter to me because once again, timeframes is not something that's relevant. The percentages is the main metric, and we'll sell with the Patreon members at the targets that we have and get out. So that's that, my friend. Oh, my friend, GM Logic is here. You're saying Crypto Dude, 4-year cycle is basic economics, supply and demand. In my opinion, it wouldn't be wise to ignore it. And there's no evidence that stock market cycles or movements should be looked at exclusively. The point of it is not that it lines up exactly with a 4-year period, not understanding what you might mean by this. Okay, yeah. DM brothers, good to see you here, my friend. Always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for finding the time to join. Hope you and your family are well. So far, once again, I said these roughly 4-year cycles are intact. There's nothing, once again, to suggest that's not the case. I know that there are a lot of narratives out there, very popular narratives, and I don't know why they're popular, because very often the people who spread these narratives have been wrong way more times than have been right. But I would just say that there's a narrative out there that apparently the top was not where it was due to on-chain information, which is basically something that I will not agree with, simply because all that stuff doesn't matter, since when you look at mathematics, very, very simple maths, and when you look at where the top was at 69K on a specific date. The rest of it is, once again, digging into narratives and trying to apply this narrative that is simply not there because you want it to be there. Look at the chart, open the chart, 69K top is there on a specific date. The rest of it is just like, opening the XRP chart at $3.84 and saying that $3.84 was not the top, and saying that, $2 was the top when $3.84 was the top. It's like kind of insane what people can explain and kind of see on the charts and see what the data that's before them when they really want some kind of narrative to happen. Like I said, that's one of the most dangerous things in this market. When you really start digging into stuff and you're able to shape out this narrative that you expect, and the information aligns, So I'll just say that when you're doing stuff like that, look at the accuracy of whatever's been told to you. And don't expect perfection. Like, the perfection in this market doesn't work. What I've learned is something that I keep reiterating and I keep telling you about, is that you should wait for major crashes to start dollar cost averaging into the market with equal amounts of money only at new lows. You should diversify into every single coin without favoring one coin over another. You should diversify the same amounts of money into several different blue chips, the same amount of money, several different mid caps, the same amount of money, several different small caps and degen plays. Of course, you should not be investing as much money as you are into degen plays and small caps and mid caps as you are into blue chips. But when you are investing this money, you should not be favoring, one blue chip over another blue chip, one mid cap over another mid cap, one small cap over another small cap. You should not be trying to catch the bottom. You should not be randomly dollar cost averaging. Once again, let's say Bitcoin, you only start dollar cost averaging only after 70, 80, and 90% crashes, roughly. So it could be a 65% crash, then it can be a 75% crash. It can be a 75% crash, for example, or a 65% crash. Then it can be let's say, an 85% crash or an 88% crash, and then it can be a 95% crash or a 90% crash. I want to say you don't need perfection. As long as you look at the macro outlook, as long as you're basically by roughly after 70, 80, and 90% crashes with equal amounts of money, and only dollar cost average at lows without forcing entries, and then following in if, for example, an entry did not hit. That's one of the main problems, that people always want to throw in as much money as they can into this market, and where they start messing up because they don't really have a plan, and they start making emotional decisions. There's basically so much room for error in this market, whereas it's really straightforward and simple. As long as you follow the rules and you have rules and you know what you're doing, you're going to be fine. But people make so many emotional decisions and therefore so many mistakes, because emotional decisions result in mistakes, unfortunately, and you losing money. So, like I said, what I've learned, buy after huge crashes. Don't favor one coin over another. Get a lot of different coins with different narratives out there. Get some privacy coins, AI coins, gaming coins, many different utility coins with different use cases that are solving different problems. Get some NFT related coins. I don't know, just get it all. Get some meme coins. Like, don't forget about facts once again, guys. I know everybody hates to hear this, but we're talking about facts here. In the last cycle, Dogecoin, which is a meme coin, delivered much bigger profits than one of the best utility projects out there, XRP. BNB did much better than many other utility coins out there. It delivered crazy, insane profits. Whereas a lot of people, when I was diversifying into BNB, were telling me that it's a terrible garbage coin, and that this I should just keep buying XRP, or should just keep buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin Maximus would say, and Bitcoin and XRP both did roughly 2,000%, which is okay. But once again, once you compare it to what BNB and Doge did, it's not much, or ADA. So don't be a maximalist. Don't limit yourself to certain coins because of some beautiful fairy tale narrative. Look at the chart of every single coin out there. What's your favorite coin? I don't know, right? Let's say ADA is your favorite coin. Okay, well, no problem with that. Buy some ADA, but buy other coins also. Because if you look at the chart, ADA after huge pumps crashes hard every single time, and who knows, maybe this time around it will not be one of the coins that pump hard. And I have nothing against ADA. I have ADA in my portfolio. The point I'm trying to make is get many different coins, because you never know what's going to be the narrative that really pushes a certain group of coins in this cycle. And it's better to be a part of those pumps than not be a part of those pumps, and then start following into these pumps and serving as exit liquidity. So while you have time now still with some coins, while they're down a lot, buy some of these coins, diversify. Coins like Ethereum, Bitcoin, and XRP, like I said, for me personally, out of the accumulation phase, you should have been buying lower. I personally did buy lower. My members did buy lower. If we get new lows, and only if we get new lows, with the sideline capital that we have been putting aside for a year to invest in the corners with no spreadsheet, we'll use that money to keep buying only upon new lows. If new lows don't come, wonderful. We're going to start laddering on, taking profits instead of taking trading take profits for every single coin and getting out of the market. Yeah, there you go. Without trying to catch the bottom, without trying to catch the top. Very straightforward, very simple. Don't overanalyze anything. Don't overread stuff. Don't look too much into utility and use case of any coin out there, because you're going to get emotionally attached to it. And once you're emotionally attached to a coin, the odds are you're going to start favoring it over other coins, and you're going to start investing more money into it than you should. That's already a bad decision, because it's going to make it much more difficult for you to sell before the coin dumps after huge pumps. Ben is saying blockchain backer killed the 4-year cycle block having theory. It's a total narrative play. Well, there is a narrative there. I agree with him about that. It has nothing to do with the 4-year. I don't believe there's anything. I differentiate between the 4-year cycle and the halving. For me, the halving is a non-event, right? So I don't believe in a halving event. I believe that basically it's much more important for the stock indexes like the Dow and the Nasdaq to make new all-time highs, after which historically Bitcoin makes new all-time highs, and after which many coins out there rally very, very, very hard. The only thing that I don't believe in is that the stock indexes are about to breach their all-time highs. That's not something that I believe in. I may be wrong. Once again, I said the time frame factor is not that important here. So in addition to that, right, I'm not sure about what you mean, destroyed roughly 4-year cycles. It's not 4-year cycles, like I keep reiterating. It's roughly 4-year cycles that are lengthening a bit. But I do promise you this: if you followed it so far, you would perform better than basing it on fractals and other indicators that are basically out there. So, people use many indicators such as elite wave theory, for example, right? Let's take elite wave theory, which is very popular right now, which is why people also believe that why Bitcoin is about to see new all-time highs, and why basically coins like XRP are about to take off, right? The same theory resulted in people losing a lot of money in the last cycle when Bitcoin was 69K. All the tweets, everything is out there because I was tweeting it publicly. Majority of my coins I sold. I used my strategy, got out with trailing take profits. Why? Why was that, right? Because the roughly 4-year cycle theory time frame, roughly, once again, aligned with the percentages, which is once again my main metric. Had I been listening to elite wave theories, had I been listening to other narratives out there, I would be holding, and I would have held all those coins, and I've been terrible losses, right? So the point I'm trying to make is, you can open charts and disprove whatever you want to disprove, right? Do you have money in the bank? That's my point, right? Did you sell? Did you buy when you were supposed to buy? Did you sell when you were supposed to sell? What are your theories helping you with exactly? Are your theories helping you to make nice case, or are your theories helping you to put money in your pocket, right? At the end of the day, has it given you life-changing money? I know that what I do has given me life-changing money, right? And what I do is, once again, primarily based on percentages. Very straightforward and simple, and it takes a lot of diversification, basically, in buying different coins with different narratives. Probably less TA than most TA guys out there, because once again, so many of these things fail, like heads and shoulders and trend lines and horizontal support and horizontal resistance, especially with XRP. You know, so many times it doesn't hold the horizontal support and resistance, and then it still does something that traders don't expect. I don't know what else. The fibs. When it comes to fibs, you know, some fibs are reached, some fibs are not reached. So once again, just like everything else, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And understanding this, I kind of simplified it to the point where it's very simple. You wait for huge crashes, you know, with Bitcoin is 70, 80, 90% crashes, dollar cost average, weekly amounts of money after these rough crashes. With blue chip holds is anywhere from, so it's from 80, 90, and 95 to 99% crashes. With mid caps, it's after 85%, 90, 95, and 99% crashes also, or like 90%, 95, and 99% crashes. You start dollar cost averaging equal amounts of money. And then with small caps, it's 95 to 99% crashes, like 99.99% crashes, right? And you make sure that you put in more into blue chips, less into mid caps, and much less into small caps, which are much riskier plays because they're much more volatile, and because a lot of them are going to go to zero. So I found that this simple strategy works much better than doing stuff like I keep saying. And then basically other rules that you have to make sure, right? You have to diversify into different narratives. And once coins pump, you have to have trading take profits just to make sure that you sell in case the coin does not hit your target, because that's also going to happen. Often the coin is not going to hit your target. Once again, that's not something that most of the people have out there. Then another mistake that people keep making is that, you know, once the coin pumped, they sell that coin, then they rotate profits. That's something that I don't do. I don't rotate profits. You know, I rotated like with 10% of my Bitcoin holdings, and then sold that before it started going lower to experiment, right? The experiment was that, yes, I stick to my strategy, don't rotate profits. I guess it's very straightforward and simple. Very boring, very straightforward. I know that it's very exciting to go on there and watch all these videos. I know that basically that the thing is, there are many channels out there that have to make constantly content, and they have to talk about TA and all that because they need to create content and monetize it with advertisements, right? It's perfectly fine. That's okay. I completely understand that. You know, maybe that's something I'll do myself one day. You know, if I really want to make YouTube videos every single day and I can bother it and put in the effort, I have no problem with that. That's completely fine. The problem that I have with that I'm trying to tell you is that sorry, not the problem that I have with the why I'm pointing it out is that it's just basically for fun, you know, for fun. You can say that it's for fun. It's basically the same thing reiterated time and again from different angles. All you need to know is what I just told you, right? Like basically, remember back in the day when Bitcoin were saying that people were saying that Bitcoin is not going to go under 20K because it has never gone below its previous all-time high in the past. And I kept saying, oh, well, I stick my main metric is percentages. Percentage-wise, Bitcoin crashes roughly 80% every single time. Percentage-wise, according to this crash, Bitcoin is going below 20,000. So this is a narrative that's about to be broken, and it sure did go below 20,000. We sure did get our entries that were in the million spreadsheet. So the point I'm trying to make is, and you had everybody foaming at their mouth saying that it's not going to happen because it has never happened before. You had a lot of huge channels and huge profiles on CTB proven wrong. That's something that people completely forgot about. You know what I mean? That's a narrative that was thrown out the door. And I can promise you this also, that many other narratives are going to be thrown out the door. I can also promise you this: go back literally 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and look at the videos that you watched and how the market has matured from then. And do that several times with whatever you see, and you'll see that basically so many of these narratives, so many of these expectations just go to shit, basically, excuse my French. So what I prefer to do is stick to my very simple strategy, avoiding huge crashes, dollar cost averaging in accordance with the million spreadsheet and the percentages, diversifying, understanding that some coins are going to go to zero, understanding some coins are going to do okay, understanding that some coins are going to pump very hard. You know, we can, like I said, you can get on there and you can push any narrative that you want to push. So yeah. Crypto dude, really doesn't matter, brother. It really doesn't matter. It really does not matter. Tattoo Big Honest is saying, who is this guy? If you're referring to me, Tattoo. My name is Rob. So I think it says in my channel also, Crypto Coins Crew. If you don't know, maybe go check out the channel and then press on the Twitter and read up, and then you will know who this guy is. Thomas Horton, good to see you here, brother. Thank you for joining. Oh, okay, Digital Citizen. It's next to Los Angeles. Okay, my friend. Thank you for letting me know that. I've never heard of it. Okay, let me just block this clown. Cannot listen to dumbasses. Okay. Ben is saying algo still at like all-time lows. Ben, are you a Patreon member? If you are, if you have any question, DM me in regards to algo. I'm not going to say anything here on live. DM is saying maybe I misunderstand some of the comments that were made here in chat. So sorry if I did. My only point is that they're having results in lower supply, which necessarily will have an effect on price. So it matters. Are there other indicators and things to look at? Of course, but as Rob says, this is all just results of speculation. Doesn't really matter if you're doing the Robard method. Cheers, brother. I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely. Like I said, it really does not matter as long as you stick to percentages, right? Like I can tell you one thing for sure, right, guys? You find any analyst out there, including me, that is using time frames, everybody's going to be proving wrong much sooner than later. I have been here for a very long time. Before the crypto, I was in stock markets, traditional markets, basically, and pink sheets and penny stocks. And then I moved into crypto, right, since 2016. And one thing I can tell you is that every single analyst out there always gets the time frames wrong. So one time frame is one thing nobody can consistently get right. So don't even try to get into that, right? Like I said, time frame is a secondary metric that only is significant and applies only when it aligns with the percentages. It's something that we can use to get rough estimates. It's something that helps us to sell once the percentages are high enough, or buy when the percentages are low enough. So far, they have once again aligned, right? If you don't believe me, go buy the million spreadsheet. It's only $5, right? It was published. You can see I believe you can see the date. Yeah, you can see the date. The first time it was published way before the bear market started, when everybody was screaming that Bitcoin is about to go to $250,000. I said that I do not believe that. I believe that it has stopped, and I believe that we're going to start crashing, and I believe that we're going to enter after 70, 80, and roughly 90% crashes. So we've got the roughly 70, 80% crashes, not 90% crashes, but we got 70 and 80, right? And you can see that it says that you have roughly 400 days at the beginning of the million spreadsheet. When did Bitcoin hit 15K, and when did the roughly 80%, to be exact, 78% crash happen? I believe 376 days into the cycle. So roughly 400 days. Guys, I don't make the rules. If you don't like it, my friends, like, you don't have to follow it. You don't have to do what you like. I don't make up these things, right? You go look at the charts. Go open the Bitcoin chart. Look at how many days it took for it to crash roughly 80%. Very straightforward, my friends. Ben is saying, Rob, if US stock market tops out and we enter Great Depression, looks likely. What's your thesis for crypto? 3K? Ben, it's something that I incorporated into the million spreadsheet right from the start. Of course, some coins will crash harder, but that's fine. I prefer to buy a little bit early after huge crashes than later, because you might not get those entries. But if you have the million spreadsheet, you'll see that there are entries for Bitcoin that are under 10K and lower. You'll see that there are entries for Ethereum that are much lower than they were when Ethereum was at $900. There's a reason why I say that the swing trading area that I'm interested for SRPN is 5 to 35 cents, right? So it has something that has always been incorporated in there, right? And it's something that I always kept mentioning, that if we get these fantastic entries, there'll always be scary narratives. So when we got the 70 to 80% crashes for Bitcoin, we had the FTX debacle and everybody shouting that basically this is the end, that Bitcoin is going to 12K. Wait to get into 12K, that this is the end, and we had all these basically bad news, right? So that's where we're ignoring the noise on dollar cost averaging, and we did not know what the negative and scary narrative is going to be, but we knew that it's going to come, and that was a narrative. We only found out once it happened. So if we get those entries, the rest of the entries in the million spreadsheet, we'll probably have some terrible, once again, narrative. Like, I don't know, like I said, maybe something like Binance going down or Coinbase going down and becoming insolvent. or maybe Great Depression 2.0 narrative, just like we had with COVID, when everyone was screaming that this is the end of the world as we know it, and it's never going to be the same. Whatever, I don't know what it's going to be, but I do know it's going to be something scary and very effective, because it's always very effective to the degree where the majority of market participants and retail never wants to buy, because the narrative is so scary. Because the narrative is it's always going lower and lower and lower, and we're about to go to zero, right? So that's why majority doesn't buy. And then when you look back, yes, you might have not bought the low. Yes, you might have been holding, and some coins crashed like 50, 60, 70, or 80%. But if you look at what happens on the macro outlook, if you simply held in dollar cost average, or even if you simply held it to not dollar cost average, and you bought after huge crashes, like 90% crashes, right? Without trying to chase the bottom, all you had to do was wait a significant amount of time, after which coins started pumping. And of course, if we see the kind of narrative, basically, where Bitcoin goes below 15 and 10K, I do believe that market cycles are definitely going to like it. And you can tack on, like I said, 2 or 3 years, if not more, but probably 2 or 3 years onto the cycle. But once again, I do not believe that is going to change anything in the sense that I still believe that many coins are going to pump hard once again, just like they did after the Great Depression, just like they did, the stock market did after the Great Depression, just like the stock market did during the Great Financial Crisis, just like coins and the crude oil did after the COVID crash. Don't forget during the COVID crash, crude oil went below zero for the first time. It's doing perfectly fine. You know what I mean? It didn't go anywhere. It's a lag. You know what I mean? Same thing is going to happen to crypto. Will crypto be restructured? Will some coins go to zero? Yes. Will some coins survive and pump very hard, like Amazon did back in the day during the dot-com bubble when everything crashed very hard? Amazon nearly went to shit, but then it's one of the top companies now in the world with what is the market capitalization, like 2 trillion, something like that, 2.4, 2.8 trillion, whatever. Basically, you get the point, trillions of dollars. And yes, there are going to be coins like that also. And since the strategy incorporates all of that, which is why we diversify, which is why we have so many different coins with different narratives, which is why with dollar cost average only at new lows, which is why we don't force entries, which is why we don't FOMO, right? It's like all these rules are there for a reason. All that has been incorporated. If you simply follow the rules, if you simply follow the millionaire spreadsheet, if you simply look at the numbers and math and you stay logical, everything is going to be fine, right? It might take more time. Time frames, once again, that's the number one metric that everybody messes up, including me. But so far, more or less, it has been working. Can I mess it up? Of course I can. Can anybody else mess it up? Of course they can. But so far, what was it? That in the last cycle, I don't remember how many days it was, but basically we came very close. We guessed the top very, very close. I believe the difference was like 50 days or something. And then we look at the percentages. So it's like time frame wise, percentage wise. Bitcoin is up roughly 1,500%. It was up more, but it was up roughly 1,500%. In roughly that time frame, time to sell. Now it looks like within roughly 400 days, it's going to crash roughly 80%. What happens in roughly 400 days? It crashes roughly 80%. Once again, I'm not the one making these rules, right? I don't come up with this. It's the market showing. Open the charts and take a look yourself, my friends. Mohammed Sambo, hi there, brother. Good for you to join. Thank you. Mohammed is saying, what do you have to say about the Cardano Matic XLM? What I have to say is that if you like the coin, buy some of it to diversify. With the equal amounts of money and dollar cost average into these coins, only at new lows, without favoring one coin over another. One small flame. So are you saying the charts indicate that BTC is going down? Thanks. One small flame. No, I'm not saying that. Currently, the charts do not indicate that. There's no technical proof of that, once again, because higher lows are being held. But if Bitcoin loses that roughly 25K higher low, then what we've had historically, and that's what the chart will indicate that happens, is that everything is about to crash hard. My point I'm trying to make is, you see, once again, the way you're thinking is wrong, right? So you're trying to guess whether or not the market is going to go up or down from here. What you should have been doing, right, is what we have been doing in Patreon, is when the market topped out and we're selling, is waiting for the accumulation phase to hit after huge crashes, which is what we did. We bought Bitcoin after 70 and 80% crashes, roughly. We bought Ethereum at roughly $900. We bought XRP at roughly 35 cents. We bought many other coins that I'm not going to name here that are on the millionaire spreadsheet at amazing entries after amazing crashes, like 90 and 95% crashes. And what you should be doing now is simply holding those fantastic entries and remain neutral and see if you can get more entries in the market crashes further. And if not, the market keeps going up and pumps hard, sell those targets and get out and not rotate profits and wait again for huge crashes to reinvest. That's what I'm saying, my friend. So, I'm saying that you should have this mindset and not the mindset of what is the market about to do now. Your mindset should be that I already have fantastic entries that I bought much lower than what the prices are right now. Bitcoin at roughly 20 and 15K. Ethereum under 1,000. It's currently at 1,700. It was at 2,000 just recently. Currently, Bitcoin is at 27K. Was at 32K recently. They're not in the accumulation phase anymore. I do keep reiterating that late market participants will always be annoyed and dislike me because they're late market participants, because they like, I'm not going to tell them go buy a coin now because it's going to go up to the moon. I'm not going to tell you that Bitcoin is going to new all-time highs this year because I don't believe that. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to hit 250K because I don't believe that. And I don't believe that you should buy here because I don't think it's a good entry. How can I tell you to buy here if I've been literally saying throughout all this time that at 30K and at 27K that we're waiting for Bitcoin to crash further to get it at bird entries at roughly 20K and 15K, and in the corners with a million spreadsheet much lower, right? So you see my point? Ben is saying, are there major stocks indexes hitting full fib extensions? Really a narrative though. Ben, you see, the thing is, it is a narrative if you start looking at what I just said early on, right? There are many, forget about the stock market, right? What I'm trying to say is, right, there are so many coins, right? Like there are people who use fib extensions, right? Who use fibs, who have been right about some coins in the last cycle in accordance with the fibs, and who have been wrong about other coins in accordance with the fibs. So my point that I'm trying to make is fibs, just like any other tool out there, sometimes will be right, sometimes will be wrong. Like any other analyst out there, sometimes will be right, sometimes will be wrong. So what is the strategy, right, to make sure that you're profitable when you're either right or wrong? Like, what's the method? What's going to deliver money? Like, what is it, your plan? Do you have a plan B, for example? Let's say, like, a very simple question. So if you have a if you have a price target, right, for some coin, and it doesn't hit, what's the plan? I have a plan for every single coin out there. It's called a trailing take profit, which is going to be increased after big pumps for every single coin, right? So I don't see anybody else talk about this. I see price targets only, right? And I've seen a lot of price targets out there, and I've gotten some of the price targets wrong myself. But let's take XRP, for example. In the last cycle, I got the take profit, my $7 to $13 XRP target wrong. But I'll tell you this also, that out of all the insane and crazy XRP price targets out there that I've seen throughout the years, I've only seen one hit correctly. And that was me calling 15 cents at $3. So when everybody was screaming at $3 that XRP is about to go to like $10, $20, or $100 or $1,000, I was saying that it's about to crash to 15 cents and that the pumps are over. That's the only crazy price prediction that I know of that happened. All the other price predictions, like, I don't know of any price prediction out there that happened. I just don't know. I know that there's an amazing guy who I really respect, was a friend of mine, whose method is a lot like mine, and who did a much better job with XRP than I did, because I applied a little bit different mentality towards XRP, but I should have applied the same, and now I'm doing the same mentality for our coins out there. It's storycord, right? Perfect mindset. That's what you do. You buy low, sell high. You know what I mean? So yeah. One Small Flame is saying there are so many pathetic people who have had dreams of BTC crash down to 19, 23, and then 11,000. And also Flash crashed to zero and rebounds back to $10,000. I don't know, my friend. Once again, this is the problem. I don't know what people do out there. Like I said, I never have the problem, for example, with Bitcoin going to 12K or under 10K, because I do have targets there. The problem I had is that people were saying that they're either, one, shorting. I never short, so I don't get hurt. And also, I don't try to catch the bottom. The problem with these people were they were saying that bottom is at 12K. Me personally, I do not believe that if Bitcoin goes below 15K, that 12K will be the bottom. I do not believe that. It doesn't matter. Like, I have entries. It's as simple as that, right? Like, 2 of those entries were hit, like, or more. I don't remember how many entries. The point basically being the entries that I had were hit because I was not chasing the bottom. All I was doing is awaiting huge crashes, having conviction that the crashes are going to come, where everybody was screaming, buy the dip. I was ignoring and not buying the dip and saying, don't buy the dip, buy the crash. I had the patience and the discipline to wait for those crashes, and I executed my buys, right? I do not have to worry about Bitcoin hitting 12K or not, because it makes no difference for me really if you buy it at 15 or 17K or 12K, right? It makes no difference if you buy it at 10 or 70K. It makes no difference if you buy it, I don't know, at 8K or 4K. Like, macro wise, you're going to make amazing amounts of money either way. And if you're going to try to catch the bottom, very, very often you're going to miss and you're going to buy back higher because you're not going to catch the bottom. Eventually the market will stop going down and you'll find yourself buying after big pumps, which is bad because now your ROI is much smaller. You're not going to sell and you're going to get dumped on it and get used as extra liquidity. Same thing with chasing bottoms, tops. People want higher and higher and higher price targets because their bags are not big enough, and they keep raising and raising and raising, and they never sell and they get hurt. So yeah. 19D1 can't even break $1. Are you referring to SRP, my friend? But yeah. Ben, Rob is saying, why am I not rich yet? Tell me exactly what to do with my money, when sell, when buy. I can't tell you exactly what to do with the money. I can tell you what I'm doing with my money. And if you want to know what I'm doing with my money, you can join my Patreon. Get the Millionaire Spreadsheet for $5. It's basically a Word document that tells you which coins that I'm investing in, with what percentage of my portfolio, at what entries, where I plan to sell them, and if there will be basically some kind of adjustment in the future. And I think there will be some adjustments for sure. When we're, for example, setting trailing take profits. Yeah, that's that. And I have chosen the coins I have chosen for a reason. A lot of those entries have hit. A lot of entries have not hit. So yeah. The man from Chicago saying bags are packed. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Our bags are packed. We have nothing to worry about. We have enough in our portfolio as it is, right? So now if we want more entries, our entries have to be better than they were before. And we bought close to the lows, right? We bought close to the 15K lows for Bitcoin. So if we buy again, they have to be lower. Only if the market goes lower and goes under, and basically when everybody's scared shitless and with our stock of a recession and the stock market crashing, and that's fine. That's wonderful. That's the only way we're going to get the interest that we're going to get. Then we're going to dollar cost average. If that doesn't happen, we keep making higher highs and higher lows. We're going to start taking profits, and we're going to start setting trailing take profits in case our targets do not hit. Even if not a single target hits, if we have trailing take profits, we still get out in great profits and outperform the majority of the market, because 80% of investors lose money in crypto, 90% of general traders lose money, and 95% of day traders lose money. So, making huge gains, walking away even with hundreds of percent in profits or 1,000% profit in your portfolio is amazing. It's amazing. That's something that you have to understand. One small flame is saying, is it good to be prepared and have your low buy limit orders in, and then as a fisherman, you will catch your fish? Yeah, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Well said. Dan Keo is saying, hi, Rob. Hi there, brother. He goes on to say, great to catch your another live stream. Wow, you have DM Logic with you. Great live chat. Thanks. Yeah, I'm very lucky to have DM Logic here. DM, you still here, brother? DM and I, we've been, friends in this space for a very long time. And one of the best people in this space, one of the most brightest, I think, most intelligent, kindest people in the space. I love the guy. I always suggest everybody follow him and listen to what he says, because he's a bright individual. Ben is saying, I drive a Kia Soul, still poor because XRP holder. Please help. Need Lambo. Ben, brother, there's nothing wrong with driving a Kia. Like, I know people in crypto, they're not even crypto Twitter, but I met people even here in Dubai who drive a Toyota, and the guy's a multimillionaire. It has nothing to do, there's nothing wrong with the Kia. The only thing wrong with it is if you want the Lambo and you can't afford it, my friend. But I hope you will get to the point where you can afford the Lambo if you want the Lambo. Abdul L, hello there. Hope you're well in Belgium, brother. So, okay, my friends, we are nearly 1 hour. Wow, 1 hour. That is a lot. Wow. All right. All right, my friends. Let's basically, make sure that we're coming to an end. All right, please kind of put a like while you're here. Remember, guys, no forcing entries. We hold what we bought. We have amazing entries that we bought after huge crashes. We only dollar cost average and diversify with the majority of our portfolio in accordance with the Millionaire Spreadsheet. If you really want to buy some coins with tiny amounts of money, I do it with $500 to $3,000 per coin, because that's what I consider to be tiny amounts of money. If it's only $100 for you per coin, then you can join the $99 tier. You have several different coins in there that I believe will deliver 50 to 100x profits. Every single coin has a different post explaining why I bought it, the research I did on it, the narrative behind it. It gives you my entry. It gives you my take profit strategy and trailing take profit strategy for every single coin, which is kind of like a stop loss that stops you out in great profit. So you can get in there, and there are still many coins you can buy there. Make sure you only buy them with small amounts of money, because they're risky, high risk, high reward plays. Be patient. Be patient, my friends. Be patient. Let the market mature. Let the market do what it does. Just be patient, my friends. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for joining. Love you. Please put a like, and bye-bye.